Hello guys and welcome to my coverage of my VGC Draft League thingy. This is week 6 and I'm playing against Jay Carlino and the Atlanta Talon Flames. Now before I go over the matchup, I want to talk about the trade that I've made since last week, which is a Mangalar for luxray. I wasn't really that impressed with how how well Mr. Mangalai was for my draft. So I ended up trading it for an Intimidator. It was either Luxray or Quillfish, and I ended up getting Luxray because Snarl, Wall Switch are really nice. There's a lot more to Luxray, but those are the main points to why I traded for it. Now let's go over the matchup. My opponent has a Copperaya G-Max, Porygon Z, Regidrago, Chandelure, Gengar, Swampert, Cotonee, Scolopede, Sonjoner, Hitmonchan, and Manectric. Some things that I'm scared of going into this match is the Copperajah. It can basically hit everything with the right coverage options like Earthquake to hit my Registeel, Rockslide to hit Centiskorch and my Zapdos, Grass coverage to hit Fiendhit, to hit Mudstale, and just Steel. At the very least, it can't raise its own physical defense because of it being G-Max. Something that I'm noticing mainly with my opponent's draft is that his main, immediately powerful offense is on the special side, mostly. Copperajah is the only real breaker on the physical side that the opponent has. So if I can prep against the powerhouses like Porygon Z, like Regidrago, like Chandelure, like Gengar, I should be fine. Scolipede can be annoying, I suppose. It could be coaching with Iron Defense and then Baton Pass or something, Sword Sense 2. Swampert could be a Solfest, it could be Yawn, it could be Curse, it could be Flip Turn. I'm assuming that it and Copperajah are the most likely physical ones that our opponent will bring against me. But yeah, Manectric can be annoying, Hitmonchan isn't really a problem. Sonjoner can be annoying for its ability, Power Spot I think it's called. But aside from that, it's not, mainly it's the Porygon Z, Regidrago, Chandelure and Gengar that I'm scared of. So I think that Tapu Fini is amazing in this matchup. It's able to it's not that it hard, it can beat everything on the opponent's team if I play it correctly. That's why I think it's so good. He has checks to it like Copperajah, like Swampert, I guess. Porygon Z can hit it really hard. In addition, it sets up the Misty Terrain for the Regidrago, so that it can't really Dragon Energy as freely. Tapu Fini is, in my opinion, the absolute best Regidrago counter in the game. Even in regular VGC, even with restricted mods in GS Cup, I think Fini is by far the best counter in a game to Regidrago. So I don't think Regidrago is that much of a problem when I have Fini. I think Mudstarda is amazing. He has no ground immunity on his team, and his only ground resist is Cottonee. So Mudsail is just fantastic. It's not hard forced out by anything on the opponent's team either. I suppose like a physical Swampert is the only real thing that's annoying. Even Yawn I have Mr. Terrain to remove the sleep. I think Grimsnarl is amazing for screens so that I can reduce the damage output from his breakers like Porygon C. That's really it. Screens is amazing. Also Swagger on tempo into Mudsail I don't need. If there's one week where Stamina isn't that important, it's this because it's like I suppose it can be nice for Copper but aside from that it like most of its offense is special anyways, so I might as well run on tempo Swagger. And beater I think Luxray, Kumu, Zapdos and Audino are solid. They're not super good, but they're not bad either. I don't see myself losing much from bringing them. I think Gorgeist, Centiskorch, Gurugeist, Centiskorch, and Register are okay mounts. They're not amazing. They have very specific stuff they can do. Like Gorgeist can take on Swampert, but it doesn't enjoy the ghosts. It doesn't really like Porygon C either. Registeel is probably my best answer to Porygon C defensively, assuming I can't just play around it. It should just be able to hardball it. Like, also aside from Chandelure, he doesn't really, and Hitmonchan, he doesn't really force it out. Swampert 2. And Centiskorch, I guess he can maybe take on Copper Raja if I have speed control. That's really it. Like, it has Power Wave from Swampert, which is nice, so I won't put it in D tier. And in D tier I have Briefloon and Gorga Small. In retrospect, I disagree with Briefloon in D tier. I think it's really solid just for speed control, but I don't think speed control itself is that important. So if I were to make changes to this, I would put Briefloon in B tier. Gorga Small. If I'm going to bring Gorgas, I'm bringing Gorgas Super in this matchup. Yeah. Now let's get into the team that I'm bringing this week. I'm bringing Grimjob, Aqua, Hast, Komode, Lean, and Storde. I'm bringing a dual screen Spirit Break Swagger Grimstar with on tempo AV Mudsail. What's interesting with this Mudsail is fighting coverage isn't that good, dog coverage isn't that good either, so I can afford to run dual ground coverage, Earthquake and high horsepower. There's not a lot to say about this one. It checks Porygon C if I can weaken it with Light Screen, with Snarl, with Spirit Break. It checks basically every special attacker, even Swampert if it's special for whatever reason. In addition, it also checks Scolipede and Sojourner, so it's really nice. Luxray is nicer just for control, for damage control with Intimidate, with Snarl and Eerie Impulse. Wall Switch and T-Bolts are just there as filler moves. Howl could be nice, I guess, but it's just annoying. The opponent doesn't have the best ways to set up their attackers, except maybe Curse Swampert or Nasty Pot Gengar or Baton Pass Scolipede. And Sword Stance, he doesn't really have the best way to respond to me just controlling his damage output. I'm bringing a Calm Mind Weakness Pulse Ifini. The item is pretty. It doesn't really matter which item I have. Weakness Pulse is nice because he basically needs special super effective moves to actually be able to break past Feeny, especially if I can start to light screen and calm mine up. It's just a nice item. It also means that I can run a much bulkier Feeny than what I would like to with Coal Mine, because Weakness Policy makes up for that. Also with Wall Switch luxray I can self-proc it. I'm bringing Fruit Spray, Clangorous Soul, comma. It's not a lot to say about that, it's just good. It checks Copper Raja, it checks Chandelure, Gengar somewhat, unless it doesn't have Dazzling Beam. If it doesn't have, then it checks it. Swampert somewhat, Scolipede it checks. Sojourner 2. It's a solid Wincon. I can set it up, then Dynamax it with Squeeze Up, and it's really hard to actually knock out with the defense boost from Tangrowth. And I'm bringing Registeel. Registeel, I'm just bringing a arm defense body press set. Brockside is there to hit Chandelure and Gengar. This is mainly just an anti-Porygon C / anti-physical offense from the opponent. If he has really strong physical offense, I could go with Reflect and Arm Defense spam and be near unkillable. But yeah, that's the prep. Now let's get into the actual match. So what I'm noticing into team preview is that he has mainly just special offense or special damage output. I'm assuming this Swampert will be some kind of physical variant, so that I can't just Dive Scream, Spirit Break, Snarl, Eerie Impulse, Calm Mind, BS to roll past it. But the game plan of Grimmsnarl Luxray is really safe as a lead with with Tapu Fini and Mudsteel in the back. I'm not exactly sure where his items are, because Porygon C, Regidrago, both like Slime Orb or Choice Specs, Gengar 2 and Chandelure 2 likes the Life Orb. Chandelure, Gengar, and Manectric really enjoys the Focus Sash, so I'm assuming one of them has that. Swampert could be some kind of Pinch Berry or Assault Vest, I'm assuming. Or like... yeah, I don't really see the Grass Resist Berry, because my Grass Mons is Gourgeist and technically Grimmsnarl as well. So yeah, let's get into the actual game. Chandelure and Swampert is the opponent's little choice, while I'm leading Grimmsnarl and Luxray. This is a pretty safe lead for me. No matter what he actually brings, I can just Light Screen and Snarl or Wall Switch. I end up clicking Wall Switch because I want to be able to get off another Intimidate, assuming it's some sort of physical Swampert. Light Screen is just so that I take less from the Chandelure. And he ends up Dynamaxing immediately. The fuck is it lagging? Huh? Okay. Sorry about that. What the fuck? Okay, I'm really sorry about that. Let's just not skip the animations. Drinking some water while I'm waiting. He Dynamaxes his Swampert immediately, which is a good thing for me, because that means that I can Dynamax either my mod cell or Tabifini late game. That's a really nice Dynamax animation from Swampert, by the way. I get up the light screen. Now I did put some amount of speed on my luxray, so we'll be able to see if he has speed investment on his Swampert, but no, my luxray outspeeds his Swampert. At this point when Mudcell was barely free, it would at least be able to maybe make the opponent go for a water move so that I can go into Fini. The Chandelure reveals that he is a Choice Scarf variant with Trick, which means that Chandelure isn't a Sash user. This is also good information going into game 2, because I know that I can't just set up Calm Minds against it. I have to protect or wait for it to trick something else or click another move. At this point it's pretty free to just Spirit Break and Calm Mind, because this Swampert is very likely a special variant with some sort of poison move, but I'm also considering that it's Poison Jab and some physical variant. That's why I'm switching my Intimidate back in and Calm Minding. Calm Mind is pretty free in this position. He gets his Manectric in. It also tells me that Chandelure has a decent amount of speed, or a good amount of speed investment to be able to outspeed my Choice Scarf Grimmsnarl. I'm not running much speed on my Grimmsnarl, but still I'm Choice Scarf, so it's nice to know. So it's not likely like a max HP Trick Room Trick Scarf variant or something. That does not a lot at all. At this point I should have figured that he is a special variant for wanting to go for max ooze twice, so going for a Dynamax into Fee. Dynamaxing Fee and clicking start is pretty safe at this point. For some reason I switched my Grimmsnarl in. I'm not exactly sure why I made such a passive play, because I can only lose from this. What I want to do was Spirit Break this Swampert, but it just max Quakes. That was really dumb from me. I had no reason to just sack my Grimmsnarl like that. I should have just Snarled and max Quake. I mean max whatever with Fini. Luxray is back in, but now I'm basically in the same position I was last turn without Dynamax. That was just a really odd play from me. I'm not exactly sure why I made that. I was still thinking it was physical Swampert, and I wanted another Intimidate, I guess. At this point I'm basically forced to Dynamax my Fini. What's nice with Fini is that he can't paralyze me with Manectric. But Manectric can be really annoying with Snarl or with Impulse or whatever. What I don't like about this position is that I was forced to Dynamax earlier than I wanted to. I wanted to have some more Calm Mind boosts. As well, I wanted to Dynamax my Mudcell instead, this point I'm pretty much forced to Dynamax my Feeny, and I don't think I have enough HP to be able to take on whatever's in the back, like Gengar, most likely, or Pregnancy. I leave this guaranteed because I have a Sash, but I was considering running some sort of berry like Citrus or Ayapapa. But I ended up going for Sash because I wanted to guarantee take a hit from Pregnancy and get off a Eerie Impulse or Snow or whatever before it dies, so that I can set off with my Feeny or Mudsail directly after. At this point I make another weird play. I sack my Mudsail. Like, if anything, I should have tried to remove this Swampert immediately. Instead I keep my Mudsail alive and I don't kill this Swampert. I make a lot of questionable plays this game. I was pretty tired while playing. This was a great way to wake me up. I basically just don't have enough resources to clutch this game out because I played it really weird. So I don't feel confident in being able to win this. But I'm pretty sure that I'm able to take the Earth Power confers that it's special. I'm pretty sure I should be able to take a Hydro Pump because of AV and Ice Screen. Sludge Bomb does nothing. So I should be able to take a hit with my Mudsail and then finish off the Swampert, and then I end up in a 2v1 with Tapu Fini and Mudsail, but he crits me, so that doesn't happen. That's great. I think I won that if I had my Mudsail alive, because I can't. Even then I'm not sure if I won still. I think my Fini takes a Sludge Bomb because of Calm Mind and the Light Screen, even from that amount of HP. I'll make a prediction, trying to catch a double up into Fini to maybe still be in the game. Maybe I can take a hit from Gengar until Snarl. But yeah, I played that really badly. I should have conserved my Mudsail better and taken more time to Dynamax. Also, me just sacking my Groomstar earlier for no reason was really dumb. Luxray Sealed Ice because it's smart and targets into it. And yeah, that should be game. I let my Fini take too much damage as well, unfortunately. So the first game goes to the opponent, unfortunately for me, but I feel pretty confident in my game plan going into game 2. So we'll see how it goes. So going into game 2, I have some bits of information. I don't know where the Sash is, but I know that Channel Lure isn't Sash, it's Trick Choice Scarf, which makes it's nice to know, at least so that I can't get caught off guard by it. This Swampert I know is AV and special with Hydro Pump, Earth Power and Sludge Wave, I think. Other than the Sludge Bomb, I think it only gets Sludge Wave, and that's on last move. I don't really know what Electric is, except for Thunderbolt. Yeah, and here I'll lock up my team immediately because I know exactly what I did wrong. and I feel pretty confident in just fixing up my mistakes from game 2 and being able to clutch the game. Fixing my mistakes from game 1 and being able to clutch the game 2. Now that I know that his entire team is special, I can go hard in with this now light screen game plan and then spamming Calm Mind. I don't have to worry about some kind of physical thing. I still don't know what Porygon C is supposed to do, but him not bringing Cockney makes me pretty sure that Porygon C isn't a big part of his game plan. But even if it is, my Mud Cell, Wave Luxray and Grimmsnarl support and Tapu Fini should be able to take on whatever he has. I feel like this, just bio preps, I should be able to win the next few games. It's a really good matchup for me with how much damage control I have with my team. The opponent takes a little while, that's understandable. I should take more time to think myself, but most of game 1 I thought just, okay, I will likely just lose this game. So instead I was planning for game 2, what I did wrong, how I can fix that. We lead the exact same lead as last game. At this point I know that this Swampert is special, so it's pretty free for me to just light screen and snarl. Unfortunately every impulse can't actually hit ground type, so I can't drop its special attack even more. In addition, he has an electric, so even if I could, I would have to think about him getting that thing in to redirect my every impulse. So Snarl is just a good all around play. Yeah, I get a split F drop, why not, that's great. I do a good amount with Snarl, isn't really that much about doing a ton of damage. Thankfully my Master EVs makes me able to survive that attack. At this point I was really considering swaggering into the Luxray slot and getting my Mudsail in, but my Luxray has basically done its job. If I can max Quake, I should be able to just get enough speed F boosts to plunge the rest of his team. But I really want for Luxray to be alive. Yeah, Spirit Break and Star is pretty free in this position. I'm not scared of Chandler in the slightest. It takes out my Luxray, of course. He hits me with a -1 Earth Power in that. With Light Screen up, it does nothing. Here comes the Spirit Break to lower it even more. I crit him. There's a good amount of hacks they set. In this position, it's completely free for me to just get my Mudsail in and then start swaggering it. So that's what I'm going to do. I can max Quake the Swampert. I don't really care about Chandelure at all. I know that he can't protect with Swampert because of the AV, and Swampert is the biggest threat for me. He switches his Swampert out, which is a nice play, but I think I've gotten enough chip on it for my Fini to be able to deal with it late game. It can still be scary if you can stack up max boosts, But at this point I'm in a really good position, he doesn't threaten me at all, and I can start boosting up my mod still. So here I'm just able to kill the Gengar. Shadow Ball crits me, because why not? Another crit, why not? But even if I don't get kills, I end up getting a just max quake boosts. The entire opponent's team is special, so even if I can't kill stuff, I still get ton of bulk with the AV and light screen and spirit break and stuff. It's really hard for the opponent to break past it. Gengar is a sash bomb. I go for max rockfall into Channeler so that I can set up this sand to finish off the Gengar. It's free to just go for another swagger boost. Shadow Ball does absolutely nothing. Brimstar is really blocked as well, and it poisons me, why not? Was there a turn this game that hasn't had some sort of hacks to it? I don't think that has. But that's really funny, I get a sand off and I get a double kill with my mod still. Excuse me. At this point I'm just in an amazing position. He can't threaten my mod cell with when I have max quake boost, when I have Dynamax, when I have dice screen, when I'm at +4 attack. So if I can remove the Porygon C, I'm able to start setting up Cold Mines against Swampert, even if my cell dies somehow. But I'm behind screens, I'm behind Dynamax, I'm behind Break Boost. So as long as it doesn't crit my Mud Sail, I should be able to just win with Mud Sail at this point. Here the opponent has 2 plays, he has to Dynamax one of his mons and try to take off my Mud Sail. Unfortunately, Porygon C doesn't get returned this gem, which that could be cool in a physical set. It might get Giga Impact instead. But the one he Dynamaxes is a Swampert, which, yeah, I agree with that play. I don't think Porygon C Dynamax can take a hit from Mud Sail anyways. Tri attack does nothing. Because of Light Screen, because of Max Quake and Dynamax and AV, I should be able to take that decently well. It crits me. Thankfully, Spirit Break is completely free. At this point, I don't really care if Mud Sail falls. I have the game locked up with Fiend in the back with Cold Mine Spirit Break stuff. It's an easy one kill. I think that I should have tried to conserve differential. I switched out my Mud Sail into Feeny. I don't think it would have mattered anyways. Yeah, no, it would not matter anyways because of the poison from Gengar. I click high horsepower in case it does something weird. Mud Sail gets knocked out. And at this point I should have the game with Tapu Fini with Cold Mine. Pretty annoying that I can't stop the poison from ending Brimstar, so I can't win this 2-0 because of Swampert being AV, I can't just knock it out with Scold. But at this point, unless the opponent is able to crit me to death, I have this game pretty much locked up. Combine is 33. I don't think even a crit max use is able to kill my Fini from full. So yeah, that's game 2. That's game 2. I won that. I'm pretty happy with the. I think that if I had gone for Skull, it might have died. So that's something I could have done better. I could have Scolded and Spirit Breaked. But yeah. This prep was just. It was such a good prep against the prep the opponent had. I don't see how the opponent could have won if I play it correctly. I think this all just went on to prep. If the opponent prepped differently, I think this could have gone different. But it was like the perfect counter prep for the opponent's prep. Like, I can't really blame the opponent for that. That kind of just happens sometimes. That the opponent ends up bringing the perfect counter prep against you. So I can't really blame the opponent for that. I think the opponent played really solid to be able to take this to a game 3. So yeah, let's get into the game 3. I still feel really confident in my game plan that I went with the 2 other games. Yeah. I was considering leading Grimstar of the Fini to shake things up, but I figured that was just unnecessary. I can just pivot into it with Volt Switch. And yeah, I feel really confident in these 4. I don't think there's a lot for me to change up. I guess I could have brought combo, but this week was more so the show off for luxray than for combo, because I just traded for it. I'm really happy with how well it has performed the last 2 matches, even though it has gotten crit a lot. Opponent changes up his lead with Chandelure Regidrago. Regidrago isn't that much of a threat for me because of my Fini. Excuse me. And yeah, Ice Cream Star completely free. Then I can consider Volt Switching to get my Mudsail or Fini in. I lose basically nothing from that. He tricks by channeling my Grimstar, which is a good play, so that in the late game I can set up as many turns of Ice Cream or Reflect. Also I'm locked into Spirit Break, so I can't. I'm locked into a move, so I can't both Spirit Break and Swagger. And I talked over what Regidrago did, but that's a really cool set. Screens Regidrago, I completely agree with that bring, because Regidrago doesn't. I guess it's fine, but against my best ones it's not amazing offensively. Also, the problem with the Regidrago is that it's really passive against Pip, or at least against my Fini and Monster and Grimstar. So I don't fare it at all. It tricks my luxray away, that's cool. No, it has the sash, but that doesn't make a difference. just nice to change up the items on my part to try to at least somewhat disrupt my game plan, which is snarling and wall switching is completely free, and this is a completely free switch in to VDL so that I can start combining. Not a lot to talk about here, I'm just going. This was kinda necessary on my part, but I wanted to have Brimstone in the back for later so that I could reset the light screen. And just spamming Snarl was more than enough for me anyways. So I get my luxray in instead. This is also a good way to force my luxray to put in work its debut week, so that's also the reason I switch it in. He tricks away one my weakness policy, so this is actually pretty cool because if I snarl, then the channeler will get +1 special attack from the snarl drop, and well, it'll be back at neutral, and I don't want it to be at neutral. Thankfully I have Eerie Impulse. None of the opponent's ones threaten me at all, so it's actually better for me to keep my opponent alive instead of trying to kill something. I also recognize that I don't really care about Red Drag at all. Like, the best case scenario is it just sitting there until the end of the game. He does a split death drop on my luxray immediately, because why not? Sub, that's also cool on Red Dragon. It's a shame that he weakens his own dragon energy, so even at -1 spell death against -1 Red Dragon, it does basically nothing because of misty terrain. Excuse me? Yeah, so there's not a lot to talk about here, honestly. I'm just going for eerie impulses and combines because I'm in a really good position to just set up with my VDL. Opponent basically doesn't have any ways to force me to do anything else. I'm just waiting for my opponent to either switch out themselves or KO my luxray with Hax. Has to be with Hax though, because luxray is really bulky. Such a good one, such a good one. I'm really glad that I drafted it. 34, he crits me again, because why not? I don't really care what happens to my luxray at this point. I'd like it to be alive for as long as possible, but it's not important. At this point I'm just clicking buttons and setting up with VDL. I'm considering letting my luxray live. There's really no point in keeping it alive when I have VDL set up. Yeah, there's not a lot to talk about here. I'm just going for every impulse, Calm Mind again. Channeler shouldn't be able to KO me, and I get off another every impulse, but it crits me again. This was such a fucked set with Hax. Absolutely hilarious looking back. Like, all the hacks in this game didn't matter. Maybe the crit on Mudsail in 1, but except that the hacks just didn't really matter. I still had like, it didn't really force me to do anything I wouldn't do otherwise. It just meant that I had less resources, but as long as I used my resources correctly, it didn't matter. At this point, I want to just get out SPDF boosts on my mod cell for the bonus ones in the back and start killing stuff, but mainly just get a max quake boosts. Luxray was also an amazing pick on my draft. I'm really happy that I got it. There's not a lot of sets I can run. Yeah, it's so bulky, so bulky. Here it comes with Dragon Energy. Nope, that's literally nothing. Well, not literally, but might as well do nothing. Calm Mind, completely free. I'm repeating myself, there's still a lot to talk about because of the pace of the game. With me knocking out the challenger, we'll finally get the game to start progressing. But yeah, I feel pretty confident in this game with a. Don't remember how many times I set up with Fini, but mod cell with SPDF boost, with Lightscreen, with AV, even if Lightscreen is about to end. Okay, so I had +5 special attack and +6 apparently. Here I click Scald because I want to burn this one part, even though I know it's special. I should have clicked Boom Blast. I just wanted to burn it to speed up the process of weakening it faster. Swampert Dynamax is this game as well. I love that Dynamax animation. It's so good. It's so good. In retrospect, I think Calm Mind was pretty safe in that position as well. But I just want to chip down this Swampert so that my Fini can just win. And yeah, Marcel is such a monster. Holy shit. I did basically nothing. And it does so much back. Because I crit it. Why not? Now I am starting to crit that one. There's so many crits this game. Holy shit. And yeah, just doubling into Swampert is always the play. I don't care about first player at all. I haven't paid attention to Lightscreen turns in postcom. Yeah, my Lightscreen just ended. Just so that's said. So I will take a lot more from this Swampert, but Scald is enough to KO it. I want to say that because of the crit, it was within range of Scald, but I'm not completely sure on that. So yeah, I get another nice quake boost. I don't really need to have Lightscreen up at this point. My Fini is at max SPDF. But say Wolves, both opposing mons, and has +3 SPDF and Sulfes, and a lot of HP as well. I'm just clearing Earthquake Protect because he will more than likely target He will more than likely target my Fini with Gengar. So this is just a free protect. Also, Earthquake can't miss. And it will do a lot to both ones. To a point that Gengar is in range of the Scald. I should have gone for Scald, let my Mudsel take the kill. In retrospect, but I don't like feeding kills in drafts. I think that's pretty lame, I just like clicking buttons. So even with a Reflect Up, it's going to take a pretty good chunk. I'm not running max attack on that cell, so I'm pretty sure that Freddy Drago will live. But I crit it. Gengar is taking down to his Sash, so I can just go for Earthquake again, but he has Cursed Body. So much hacks this game, holy shit, and none of it really mattered, or at least none of it made like a big difference. I think I should have protected with Fini this turn, just to let Mudsel get the kill. But yeah, that's game. That's game. Good games to my opponent. I wish you and the rest of the coaches in this league the best. That was a really down to the wire set. I think that if I played the game 1 better, it should have gone that close. But at the same time, I want to give props to the opponent for actually bringing it that close and taking advantage of my subpar playing the first game. Yeah, so thanks for watching guys, see you next time.